up, y'all? It's KingBritneyChanel. You already know. So I've been wanting to talk about this for a minute. The honey for today's tea is basically I wanted to talk about Ciara and how she opened up about her past relationship and how her engagement to Future ended on the Red Table Talk. I'm getting ready to give commentary on this. Before I do, definitely make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope y'all enjoy the video. Now y'all know anytime somebody sits down on a Red Table Talk, in particular when women do, it's gonna be a tear-jerking moment, okay? The last Red Table Talk that I talked about was Aisha Curry. That was the last one that was trending. But I really enjoyed this one about Ciara. Number one, because Ciara just her whole transformation. She's now doing college. She was, accepted into Harvard, the business school, I believe. And, she's flourishing. She's married, a mother of two. And she's definitely, if you look at it, a positive role model if you're looking at things from that perspective, okay? She taught people how to level up, okay? Now, y'all know how I feel about the whole situation with Future. And Ciara's past could definitely teach us a lot, I really feel like she helped a lot of women with her story. A lot of women have been young and foolish to think, that they could be, with somebody that has multiple baby mamas and kids. And Ciara just was a person that handled that whole situation with grace, even when her relationship had went south with the whole situation. Now, it's just, we've been hearing little side-eye, little comments, from Future or, allegations and rumors about, comments being made. He did the little thing on Apple Radio and basically was like, Ciara tell Russell what to do. It just seemed like it was just haterade. You feel me? And I just feel like, those type of men, the Futures of the world, you know what I mean? The men who be out here serial impregnating women, it should be a crime. I'm telling you, these men should be jailed for this mess. They look at the Russell Wilsons of the world like they're squares or lames or whatever. But Russell Wilson, the type of man that he is, I see him with, little Future at the little league practices, his daughter at ballet, and loving up on his wife and not out here being seen with multiple models and women, because that's the manly thing to do. Okay, it's not enough examples of real men out there, but I'm happy to see a black couple, or let me say, I don't want to use the word black, we'll say a melanated original couple out here. And they have, two beautiful children. And I was happy to see Ciara talk about her love, because she has since moved on, y'all know, with Russell Wilson. And she did have to talk about this painful place in her life. So basically, the painful place was that, she decided to eventually, at one point in her life, be with somebody like a Future. And we all know, when you get into a relationship with somebody like a Future, y'all know, if y'all are younger women or women who have been through that, you think the best of a person at first. And I could tell from her tears that this was very genuine when she sat down with Jada, and Jada's mom and Willow to talk about all of this. Now, basically, Ciara was like, looking back, Ciara says that despite the fear that came with choosing to be a single mom, the course of action was the right one, as it relieved her of her greatest fear, wasting her life. I love that, because sometimes, we don't want to break free of a relationship out of different fears. Like, some people fear being alone. Some people, They just don't want to start over with somebody new, whatever it may be. But ultimately, sometimes we hurt ourselves trying to hold on to something that's not working instead of letting go and letting God, introduce something new to our lives, divine intervention into our lives so that we could live the life we're supposed to instead of holding on to something that was beneath you in the first place. Now, I like that part about wasting her life because as a young woman myself, I don't like wasting my time with anybody. And time is precious. We live day by day. You can't get time that you invest back. Like, time is your biggest investment into something. And my mother would tell me, like, honey, do not sit there and waste years of your life. Don't waste time. Do not waste time. And you look up years from now mad that you wasted your time. My mom always has these type of conversations, even now. So Ciara also talked about how she had she grew up with seeing her mother and dad. So she grew up seeing like the nuclear family unit. She said, I grew up with my mom and dad being together. The idea of it being mommy and daddy that made baby, she said Monday on Jada Pinkett Smith's Facebook watch series Red Table Talk. And I am on people.com, okay? This article, let me see who it's by. Rachel DeSantis, and it was posted on June the 3rd. So I will put the links to this article. You gotta cite your sources. Basically, she also was quoted to say, also, you're living your life right in front of the world, so that adds a whole nother layer. I feel like I'm failing right now. They're gonna roast me. Because people were, in fact, roasting Ciara. They were, calling Ciara names like, how could you be so stupid? And, you knew that man had multiple baby mamas and you just was gonna be a sister wife and all this stuff. But I don't feel like people are, stupid when they make choices in their life. Because sometimes as a woman, you see the potential in a man. But that's the problem. Because a lot of times that women, when they look at things, they look at stuff from a potential perspective, like a DIY perspective, and you just have to look at it for what it is. Men look at things more so for visual, and they like a guarantee. They fall in love with a guarantee. Women fall in love with potential, and that's what gets you jammed up as a woman sometimes. So I understand you want to see the best in a person. You want to see, fall in love with what you saw as potential. But ultimately, the beautiful part about it is she got her son out of the situation, which I'm sure, her son is the biggest love of her life, besides her husband. And, she's living a happier life now. She has the experience in life now. You see what I'm saying? Like, she now can have these conversations with her daughter, and her father, Russell can be an example of what a man is supposed to be to her daughter. So, I mean, that's the positive thing out of the whole situation. But, that is a situation. They were coming for Ciara because her life was, in the media. She's a celebrity. So, the comments, y'all know, could be so cruel. You have people like Slim Thug, saying little slick comments like, oh, Russell is a square, and, just all kind of stuff. I did that video like a while ago. I'll put the link to that video in the article. He has since then apologized for that, but the hood dude thing gets old, okay? The representation of this hood dude ideology and not treating women right is getting played, okay? So we definitely need more examples like the Russells of the world out there, I would say. So she went on to say, y'all, the one thing I fear in life is really wasting my time, wasting my life. I really fear that because you realize that time does not stop, and it will be the worst scenario to stay in a situation that is just not healthy. It's not going to get any better. I realize that I have to start making different decisions. Yes, that is so true what she said. Because in order for you to get different results in your life, you gotta move different. Like, if you a person, whether you be male or female, and you keep attracting a certain type of person, like let's say you attract losers or weirdo, crazy people, you gotta do self-reflection on yourself. Or, you know, maybe you just a person that's in a situation, you a good person, and you just in an unhealthy situation like she mentioned. Self-reflection is key. What moves do I need to make to get different results? I maybe need to hang out at different places, you know what I mean, so I can meet a different type of person. I need to spend some time in the prayer closet with the Most High so that I can see what I need to do so that I don't attract these type of people, or I'm just not in these unhealthy situations. Because decisions is key. You know, one decision, you know, my mom used to say, could change your whole life or move your life in a whole different course and direction. So what she's saying is true. I felt that. Now, among those decisions was committing to ending her relationship, a choice Ciara said she wavered on for a long time before realizing she wasn't getting what she wanted out of life. And you should have exactly what you want out of life. You don't got to settle for less. Why? So they went on to say, when I was thinking about my son, I know what I want to feel. I know what kind of love I want for us. What I did was, and she basically was talking about her son, Future was like my teddy bear. So she said, I was like, we gonna go, we about to do this thing together. So basically, you know, when the love that you have for your child, sometimes with certain people, I'm gonna say sometimes with certain people, because everybody don't have unconditional love for their kids, but it's a different type of, it shows you, it could really change a person in their inner self. You feel me? Like, you see a lot of hardened guys and then they have kids and they instantly become a different type of person. You know, sometimes kids bring out a better you. So she basically, I like that she was like, I want a love for us, like somebody that's gonna probably love us in an unconditional type of way. And, you know, maybe that was something that she prayed for, because they did have, you know, an article or reports that Ciara said that she prayed for certain things. So honey, I'm with it. If you praying for the husband or, you know, spouse or significant other that you want. The Star says she also looked to her parents' marriage as guidance, comparing their love to her own relationship and not liking the results. Honey, your parents, that's where it all started, honey. That's why you need positive examples, you know. Whether you have a grandmother and grandfather in a relationship, whether you have a mother and father in a relationship, or whatever relationship that you need to look at to see, like, this is a positive relationship. Now, I'm not saying that you got to compare everything, but you do need those examples of a positive, healthy relationship so that you know what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. That's why it's so important for these young girls to have fathers in their lives, and for young men to have, you know, fathers in their lives, so they can see how a man is supposed to really treat a woman, so they can see how a mother is supposed to be to their children and their husband, and that sort of dynamic. Because at some point it's broken some places, folks. If you're looking at this whole, you know, the dynamics and how the world is just a messed up place, and, you know, all these kids coming out these broken homes, and they're not seeing relationships that are positive relationships, and all they know is baby mother, baby father drama somewhere. You know, she said she was nervous because honestly, nobody wants to be a single mother. Like, I don't know too many people that want to be a single mother. Maybe there is some people, but for the most part, I know nobody really wants to be a single mom. That's a fear for some people. Unfortunately, it's a part of life sometimes when relationships go south, or, you know, even if nobody wants to be a single dad, you know, maybe the relationship with the woman didn't work out. So I can understand her having the fears, and then looking at her parents' marriage like, you know, this is not how this is supposed to be. Like, oh no, I'm not going to be dealing with this. So she said, I had to take a couple of times to figure it out, but my dad's love is what saved me in all my situations, because it would get to a point where I was like, my dad would not do this to my mom. This can't be love. Exactly. You are looking at your home front, your unit, because I honestly, even myself, you know, I feel like, you know, God put my mom in my life to be, you know, a spiritual guidance And your parents are supposed to have charge and take care of you and teach you in the ways that you're supposed to go. And most of the time when I was a young girl, I would be like, would my mom approve of this? Or, is this something that she would go for? Probably not. So that's how I would gauge to see, I probably shouldn't be in this situation. I probably, you would think like, it's kind of like, or even if you would be like, if the Most High God is my Father and my Creator, and He takes such good care of me, should I really let this mere man do this, that, and the third? No way. So I can understand, like, her having her dad in her life to be like, man, nah, my dad treats my mom like this, or treats her the way that she should be treated, takes care of her, pays the bills, does different things, makes sure that his kids are taken care of, and not calling the person names, or doing just harmful stuff in a relationship. So this was important, though. I like that she mentioned that. Like, she was like, this cannot be love. She says, I've always had the same goal of wanting to be loved a certain way, but I was just walking in the wrong direction. But I like how she's admitting that. You feel me? Because a lot of people, their ego does not allow them to say that I was walking in the wrong direction, or I was going in a way that I shouldn't be going. Because that's the first step, is like, okay, I messed up. I probably shouldn't have did this. Let me change my thought process about this so that I don't continue to go down this wrong path. And basically she said, though she says dating as a single mom was initially intimidating, which I can understand that too, because a lot of women, which I've seen videos of men right here on YouTube that talk trash about single moms as if their stock value somehow goes down because they have kids, or it's kind of scary because now it's not just yourself, like as she was saying, it's you and your child now. So whoever comes in, they have to love the both of y'all. And we seen that whole situation go south with the whole Malia Davis situation. How it's hard for people to date as a single mom because you can't just have anybody around these kids. So I understand her concerns about that. So y'all know, if you don't know, Ciara eventually moved on with, NFL superstar Russell Wilson, who came into the picture when her son was 10 months old. And then they eventually married July 2016, and they had, their daughter Sienna, Princess, in April 2017. So basically she said it was different. She told Smith of meeting Wilson, she said, I never had that feeling in my life. It was just like, it was calm. It's a different level of love, because something that's unconditional and something that's real love is just, it's peaceful. Something that's from God is not going to be a burden to your life. It's going to add to you. It's going to enlarge your territory. It's going to add to you. It's going to be peace. It's going to be joy. Not to say that you might not ever being in love, that you might not ever, encounter issues, or, people, we're honestly people. People sometimes say stuff that might hurt us, or we get our feelings hurt because you're coming together with another person. So it's like, that takes some getting used to. But I liked it, y'all. I ultimately liked it. I definitely think y'all should check out this article and check out the Red Table Talk, where in the clips of it, definitely, to see what Ciara was saying about, how she broke things off. And it was interesting too, because I've seen a clip that's now circulating in the future talking about him breaking off the engagement since this has came out, him and Ciara's engagement, and he kind of was laughing and making a joke about it as if it's like a good thing to be, a heartbreaking person, or, these are the type of individuals that you want to avoid, okay? Typically, if the dude is rapping about illicit things, stay far away. Stay far away. It's certain, y'all know the signs to look for. Even men, like certain stuff, like you impressed by certain physical stuff, You need to be impressed with things with substance and things that is going to relate to what you need for real in life, and not like vain stuff, because that's how you get caught up. Y'all let me know, what are y'all's thoughts about what Ciara said about her ending her past relationship with Future, and fearing not wasting her life. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts down below. Have you ever been in a situation similar to Ciara's situation, to where you're fearful about letting go, but you had to let go anyway, and then God allowed you to level up in your life? Leave your thoughts and comments about this down below. It's KingBritneyChanel, and I will see y'all on the next video.